Hello everyone, welcome back to CSC 151 Computer Applications. In this video, we're going to do a follow-along assignment for Python. Now, as always, these follow-along assignments are a little bit difficult, or more difficult than the do-it-yourselves, because, hey, you get to follow along. So I'm going to try to put as many different codes that I can in here into this one concept. So first things first, let's always put our name on something. So we have, proof of what it is that we're doing, and put your date in as well, so on and so forth, the name assignment. So as of right now, this is January, February, March, April, May 5/12/22, and this is for CSC 151, so on and so forth, just the general rule of thumb. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a card selection program. Okay, I'm gonna make it like draw me a card. Okay. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to wind up, commenting and placing things where I need to do. So I need to have the card art somewhere, and I know that I need to have the card bank. I need my variables for stuff. So I'll put variables, and I guess I should call this setup. I need a setup area. And then I also need to have, I need to then further along have it select one random card and show me. And then, okay, so that's what I do. So I need to add and then show it to me. So that's what we can kind of do. Okay, so I know I got 3 areas I'm going to be working with at least. So first things first, let me make a card. And I'm going to make this a list. So ASCII for ASCII. ASCII is the artwork, but I'm going to make this a list. And in that list, I'm going to make something a triple quote. Actually, everything's going to be a triple quote. So the card's going to be, I don't know, underscore, 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 underscore. There's going to be a vertical line, vertical line, vertical line, A for ace, vertical line. Oops, I need to have another one of these guys. And boop. And then another 1, 2, 3. Boom. And then probably a, one. Yeah, no, that's fine like that, I guess. Actually, I should probably do vertical underscore 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 vertical. There we go. So that's going to be one card. And, in theory, there's 52 cards, but I'm not going to do 52 cards. I'm just going to simply do this and say, copy. I'm going to put a comma here, paste, but this time we're going to have a 2. And then, comma, paste. This time I'm going to have a 3. And, comma, paste. This time I'll have a 4. So on and so forth. And I'll just go down to king. Actually, I'll go down to joker. So 5, because we'll just keep every single card that's potentially in a deck of cards, basically. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just making a list of different art assets that I'm going to wind up using. And I'm just changing it to make sure that the cards all match the different possibility of what it could be. Now I could have probably put ace of diamonds, ace of spades, ace of hearts, that sort of thing. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it relatively simple here, and all I'm doing is copying and pasting, and I should probably do a 1 there, put a 0 there for the 10, and then I'll put a jack here, and then a queen there, and a king there. So now I've got, actually, let me do one more. Let me do a question mark for the joker. There we go. So I've got myself 13 different cards in theory, I believe. So let me do that. And that's basically my, so that's my artwork. And I have all the artwork I'm ever going to need, and it's just one thing that I repeated over and over again. So, yay. Let's move on to the actual setup here then. So let me just give myself some more space so you can see this. So I know that I have essentially a card bank. And I will just literally name this card bank because that's literally what it is. We should always name things that make sense. So card bank essentially equals A, 2, 3, and you'll see what I'm doing here. I'm literally just making the my artwork, but I'm going to be making an actual thing, a list to determine where what the artwork attaches to, what value what it holds. So, and yes, these are all strings on purpose. And then we had Jack. Then we had Queen. Then we had King. And then we had a Joker. And there we go. And in theory, just to prove that this is a point, my guide, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for the Jack, 11 for the Queen, 12 for the King, and 13 for the Joker. So I know for a fact that I have 13 different possible outcomes. Okay, cool. So, now I need to make sure that I select one random card and have it show it to me. So let me just bump this up here, because that's what I need. And what other setup stuff do I probably need for this to do here, for this to work? Oh, I probably need to have some sort of like print statement to tell them what's going on. So I'll say print, I don't know, I'll make a new line. Welcome to the random card program. And I'll make a new line. And I'll print out something that says, your card is. There we go. So now I know that it's going to print out a card, and now this is the part where I'll actually just do all the code to do that. So I probably need, for randomness, I need to make sure that I have an import random. So import random before I do anything involving randomness. I'll just probably name this round 1, I guess, just for the sake of having one card. No, just in case I don't want to do multiple rounds. We'll see how complicated this gets here. So I'm going to need 3 things. I'm going to need a place to recognize the position of where I am in the card bank. So POS for position equals random.randRange. And the random range is going to be the length, LEN, of my card bank. So I'm not grabbing individual things, I'm grabbing essentially an individual number because I'm grabbing the length. So if I grab a 0, I'm grabbing a 0. I'm not grabbing A, I'm grabbing a 0. So there we go. So the random length of my card bank. I'm going to get anything between 0 and 13. And I'll take you out in a moment. I'm doing a video. I'll take you outside in a moment, dog. And I'll say my hand, because, that's the hand. That's where it's going to go to. Hand is going to be, not right now, a card bank, but specifically a card bank of my position. So now, if I grab that 0, it'll go, okay, hand is the A. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right there. And then I'm going to say my hand art is going to equal the ASCII equivalent of, put this in square brackets here, of my position. So I'll not only grab the A, I will be grabbing specifically this artwork, because that artwork is tied to position 0 as well now. So I'm just grabbing the position, I'm making sure that I have the hand, and I'm making sure that the hand art is right there. So let me print this out here. So I will go to print, and I will print out the hand art. There we go. And in theory, let's just test this and see what happens. So my random card is a 2. Let's play this again. My random card is a 7. My random card's a 2. Random card's an 8. Random card's a 5. It's a 6. It's a 9. It's a 6. It's a 7. 8. Come on, I want to see there's a 10. There's an ace. Can I get a jack or a joker, queen? Okay, cool. Well, generally it looks like we've got generally pretty much everything we got there. So I know that we got hands there. Now let me just remove this. So let me go and say I'm going to remove stuff from the previous thing. I guess from so I don't want the card to be picked twice, potentially. So if I were to add a second round or a third round, so on and so forth. So I'm going to card bank.remove. Yeah, I'm going to remove something. I'm going to remove my hand from it. So I'm going to literally remove whatever's in my hand from the card bank. So, if my card bank, say I grab this queen, I grab the queen, that queen, after it's been picked, is removed from the card bank. Make sense? And you know what? I'll also ASCII dot remove the hand art. So now, that queen also cannot be picked again. After the queen is picked, the queen will be deleted. And just to prove this point, I will print out the card bank after the fact. So you see I have the 6, and you'll notice the card bank, there's ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, but there's no 6. It jumps from 5 to 7. And just to prove the same thing, I will also print out the ASCII. Print. Oh, let me do that. Error, bad syntax on that. Why is that bad syntax? What did I screw up? ASCII. ASCII equals that. ASCII. There we go. Okay, so my card is, there's the king, and then everything else, I had the joker, the 2, the ace, the 3, the 4. Okay, the new lines are screwing it up when it comes to, because it's a list. But there's joker, so there's the joker, 2, ace, queen, 1, 2. Basically, everything that's not the king is now down here, and that proves that it is in fact deleted. Because we have ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, joker, but there's no king in this bottom area down here. So yes, it is also in fact removed from my list. So now that we know that that's, that works, let's do this again. We have ourselves essentially we have one card there. Let's give us a full hand. So 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards. There we go. And now I have a 4, a jack, a 10, an ace, and a 2. And you'll notice none of them are repeating. And I've got myself now a 2, a 10, a queen, a 9, a 6. None of them are repeating. I have a 5, a queen, an ace, a 7, a 6. And just to prove out that there are the remaining cards, here I'll just have this part down here. I'll just label this part proofing. I'll say print /n the remaining cards are, and I'll do another /n just for a new line, and I'll print out the card bank just to prove a point. So now if I hit play, excuse me, out of range on 125 main, why is that? There we go. Well, it worked that time. I'm not quite sure what that error was. But anyway, I have a 6, a 7, a 9, a king, and a question mark, and a queen. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I must have accidentally copy and pasted 6 times instead of 5 times, but that's all right. And now I have left over the ace, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 8, the 10, the jack, and the question mark, which presents an error. In theory, that should have been removed from the hand, so Card Bank should have removed specific things from the hand. I should not have gotten that error. None of these are repeating, so that's in theory correct. But at the same time, I should not have this question mark appear. Because queen is what's missing, not the question mark. Let me just play this again, see what happens. Random range out of line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's giving me 6 again, and it's always the question mark that's screwing up. It's always the final one that's screwing up. Well, that's interesting. What could be the problem? Take a look at my code. And it's always the last part. Huh. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Oh. Yeah, the question mark will just appear every now and then whenever a king gets played. How interesting. Because the position should be a 12. Why is it giving me the 13? If I delete the 13th, will that give me the same error? But now on the king, every single time the king pops up. Yes, it will. Oh, no, I see exactly why. Oh, wow, that was silly. I don't have a question mark. I don't have a comma. I don't have a comma. So I was not separating the king and the question mark. That's what was going on. I needed a comma. So, in that case, I can in fact do this multiple times over and over and over again. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And the error is now gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's the remaining cards left. So there we go. As we saw here, this was an error all the way back in the very beginning, where I just simply forgot to put a comma in. So yes, typos matter. But hey, we not only were able to do this and follow along, we problem solved the video live, essentially, in this video. So yes, you see what happens when you have errors, you figure out what's going wrong with it, and then you go and fix it. So it was only I realized it was only happening when the king was available, so that was probably what was going on. And that's why later on it would potentially give me errors, because this was counting as 1, so which meant that there was actually only 12 options available in the art, but there were 13 options available in the card bank, and that's what was giving me a bizarre inconsistency. So now that we have this where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 working cards, we have ourselves a hand of poker to play, we will go and say that that is good enough here. And so once you get to something that works like this, please remember to save and submit everything through the way you're supposed to. Either copy the code or, share with me your code, send the URL, and thank you very much. You guys have a great day. Once again, the do-it-yourself will not be as difficult as this, but I'm just showing you what you can do when it comes to just simply using different data types. These are just strings and integers that I'm working with right here. And that's basically it. So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.